That's your build. Sean Bishop on your left, Ian Birrell on your right. Marty Vehicles, Sultai mid-range. Round number 4. Let's go. That's a one-lander. I would mulligan.
Bunch of 4s.
Yeah, a couple of 4s that are hard to cast. Now this one, now you're speaking my language. Got good mana. Got Bobo.
Some stuff to do. Some mana and some stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's all I ask for out of a hand.
Me too. I'm not really asking for a ton, but mana and stuff to do that's right up my alley. Toolcraft Exemplar going to get this party started. You see the hand here for Ian Birrell. Got some 5 mana spells there in 2 copies of Nissa who shakes the world, along with a Narset and Eliminate. So really leaning heavily on this Eliminate to buy some time. Toolcraft Exemplar is going to trigger. In for 3, we are going to go with the powerful 1-drop for the vehicle strategies. Fabled passes the draw. There's a Hinterland Harbor. And this will be a Blood Crypt. Let's go to the pathway of the Needle Verge variety. That is a Bomac Courier. Toolcraft Exemplar is going to trigger. And now there's always this fun little game of, do you trigger the Heart of Kirin, or do you let the Toolcraft Exemplar go into the red zone? Well, this question is going to get answered for us pretty simply here. Eliminate's going to take care of that Toolcraft Exemplar. That's one of the only ways to turn on the Heart of Kirin right now. Here's your attack with the Bomac Courier, mystery card underneath it. And you do see here for Sean, just a couple of lands left in hand, so that's less than ideal as we head back over to Ian, who's drawn, unfortunately for him, another land there in Fetid Pools. However, Breeding Pool's going to enter the battlefield untapped. This will be Narset number 1 of the match. The Parter of Veils has arrived, and that Planeswalker is going to tick down, presumably from 5 to 3, and give Ian a little bit of help.
That Bowmaker can potentially smooth it out, and there are some really big draws here on Sean's side. Particularly a Planeswalker would be very, very good, but you got to find something quickly because you're just kind of flooding out here.
Yeah, speaking of flooding out, looks like another land was just drawn, so here's a Sacred Foundry. That's going to the battlefield tapped. Here comes Bomac Courier once again. It's going to go over towards Narset this time. So going to bring the Planeswalker down to just 2 loyalty. And now another Eliminate is to draw, and Thoughtseize was found off of the Narset previously. So now Narset's going to get cashed in. Take a look at 4 more cards.
And I like not making a move there with the Bomac Courier. Because you know your opponent has a Thoughtseize in hand, there's very little incentive to try to draw 2 cards. Because if you draw 2 live ones, unless they're both extremely cheap, you're just going to lose both of them anyway. So you might as well hold tight for at least 1 turn. Extinction
Event was the find off of the Narset. This will be that Thoughtseize. Oh, you thought I had good cards in my hand? Nice emoji has been clicked. Like that sound. Or, excuse me, emote. Oops. In response there from Ian. So you take 2. I got nothing going right now. But I will probably find something with this Bomac Courier. Or at least I certainly hope I do. Because if I don't, I can't win, is I'm sure what Sean Bishop is thinking. Time to draw. Not great in multiples is Heart of Kirin.
No. Most vehicles are not. And then also, that one's a legend.
Yes.
So it's pretty weak there in context.
Yes, sir. You have figured it out. Here comes the Bomac Courier.
Still a chance to blow this game wide open with a Chandra.
Yep, totally agree.
But again, running out of time to find it.
There is Eliminate. So interestingly enough, as we watch this game unfold, Bomac Courier is going to get Bomac Courier in a pathway.
Oh, a rebuy.
So that. But, you know, we saw Ian keep what I felt was maybe a little bit of a questionable hand because of the second copy of Nissa. It was an opening hand that had multiple Nissas and Narset Eliminate and lands. And, you know, that Eliminate, it's not the fastest draw on the draw, and I was a little bit concerned about that. But now that Narset's on the battlefield, and you see the rest of the goodies in hand, can cycle, a Fetid Pools has an Extinction Event to take care of something, and it looks like Sean has flooded out here pretty badly. This game just feels over now.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible the Eliminate there is just, it's too big of a prize against this sort of deck to mulligan away. It's not like you have all this removal that you can just make sure that you have one.
And there's another land. We're going to cycle the Feta pools off of the Zagoth Triumph that is generating multiple mana because of the Nissa. Shark Typhoon, the draw off the cycle. Fabled Passage, the draw for the turn. And we're going to be shaking the world to victory, I think, this game. Because Nissa is a very hard Planeswalker to get off the battlefield, especially if you're going to do it with damage. And unfortunately here, for our Mardu Vehicles player, Sean Bishop, never got to fire in with that Heart of Kirin once.
Yeah, it was a good looking hand that was a little land heavy, even on the 6 cards, but just draw steps didn't cooperate.
Yeah. This is a hard cast Shark Typhoon. Well, we are really feeling it, aren't we? Now Nissa is going to animate that breeding pool in for 6. Bishop's going to fall down to 9. Fabled Passage will be the land for the turn, it appears. Maybe not. Let's go to breeding pool, ETBT. And just going to pass the turn back. Gideon Black Blade, the draw. A fun one in combination with Heart of Kirin. And now you can use the Black Blade to give the heart. It looks like a lifelink. And we're attacking. We say, hey, upstairs. How's that sound? You're down to 6. I'm up to 13. Pass the turn back. Another copy of Extinction Event, the draw. I am a little curious about the hard casting of Shark Typhoon.
It seemed unnecessarily risky to me. Leftovers are probably good enough that it won't matter, but getting your card in a huge flyer with no awkwardness seemed to be a better path to me.
Inclined to agree. Nissa, who shakes the world, will be activating on an overgrown tomb. 2 mana floating, a black and a green. We'll see how that's going to get used. This is another copy of Nissa. Shark Typhoon is going to make a 5/5 Shark from the Nissa. Now it's time for perhaps another land to get turned on. Time to take care of old Gideon. Now don't forget, Heart of Kirin can remove a counter from Gideon. Block one of these lands. Looks like it's going to do just that.
Yeah, still Shark back on defense, though. So Ian's setting up for, I think, a pretty comfortable win the following turn.
I think I'm inclined to agree. The Triumph, the 2 breeding pools, those got through. The overgrown tomb bit the dust. Fabled Passage of land for the turn. Extinction Event, I'm not sure I would cast it.
No, I would hang tight with that one for a turn.
Oh boy.
Well, you do get your shark, and then you don't have a shark.
We named Odd. Oh, we're just making
sure.
sharks.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Yep. All right, I'm fine now. I was about to have a moment where I'm like, we can't name even here. We can't. This can't be happening. Yeah, I'm like, this can't. You're not that far ahead. I mean, you're ahead, but come on. Okay, I feel a little bit better about things. Okay. About to have a heart attack. That'll take care of it. Alrighty, folks. Ian Birrell's going to win game number 1 here over Sean Bishop. Sultai mid-range up a game over Mardu Vehicles, as Mardu Vehicles didn't draw too many spells. Hey, it's me, Nick Miller and John Hall. We're your Star City Games news division, where if you go to Star City Games, on the top left-hand part of the homepage is where you're going to find all the Star City Games news articles updated daily, along with the top stories, SCG Tour updates, Star City Games weekly sales, or any sales that we do have going on there, events, previews, and a whole bunch more. StarCityGames.com, place to be. You can find the news section again on the homepage, top left-hand corner. I'm looking at it right now. It's easy to find. Most recent news item, Good Morning Magic details Magus of the Order origin. Gavin Verhey telling you all the things you need to know about Magus of the Order, recapped by Star City's own Nick Miller. I'm a Nick Miller guy. I miss Miller time.
What do you mean miss him?
Well, I haven't got to see him and his dry wit for a while.
Oh yeah,
just in person.
I would suggest taking an interest in Mac football. Then you can talk to him all the time.
That's true. That's really true.
Former reporter, journalist for Mac Athletics.
I miss Miller Time Table for One at the Weber Grill.
Yep.
I miss all of it.
One thing we'll have to fix when we're on the other side of this.
What's that?
Well, I mean, we could all get tables for one, right? That's about as quarantine friendly as it gets.
That's true. That's true.
Party of 4? Yes, but we will need 4 separate tables.
That's right. A few asterisks are involved here. Just saying. Whole table for one. The next time I get to go to a restaurant again, I'll tell you, that was something I didn't appreciate enough. Gonna make the most of my next restaurant going opportunity. Take a look at the openers here. A couple copies of Scrap Heap Scrounger. That's a powerful card. Alongside Veteran Motorist, a card I also like. And now on the other side of things, 2 Fabled Passage, Ether Gust. The lands to make it all work. So we're underway here in game number 2 between Mario Vehicles and Sultai Midrange. Heart of Kirin, not a bad draw, not a bad place to start the game off. So we'll actually get to see that card probably do a little something here. I guess it's just going to die, but vroom vroom. I love a good Veteran Motorist.
Ooh, really high value scry there.
Yeah. Here we go. Vroom, 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 vroom. 5-5 now. I'm just a big kid.
And gone.
Yeah, it's okay. It's in the graveyard. You got me this time.
Got crude this game at least. It's a
you like that?
You got somewhere.
Hey, you got crude last game by that Gideon. A little late to the party, but
I don't count the garbage time cruise. That was one where the crew could have actually mattered. You know.
Fair enough. Tough crowd here. Whoa. Now this right here. I mean, Bomac Courier you cast seems like a card up your alley.
I like a Bomac Courier. I cast a few.
I know you didn't play like a ton of competitive Magic during Kaladesh, but Bomac Courier, I lost a lot to that card.
I played it in some earlier Pioneer Red decks, pre-Companion.
Yeah. Which is Vengeance. I think we're going to want to name Construct. That's pretty cute.
Are they both constructs?
Pretty sure.
Brutal.
Yep. Brutal indeed, partner.
Brutal
indeed. Oh, cashing it in. New card. Because just putting Scrap Heap Scrounger in the graveyard, which is kind of where it wants to hang out anyway. So.
Yeah, and also, the shot at a Planeswalker here is so good that it's worth, being down the 2 cards. I think it's still definitely worth it to give yourself a shot at finding Chandra or Gideon.
And hey, Heart of Kirin not so bad off the top, so there that is. Just lands here for Ian Birrell, and a rather poor copy of Ether Gust. So on the end step, let's scrounge. Bring it home back. Goodbye, Bomac Courier. Hello, Scrap Heap Scrounger. Time to untap and draw. This is a concealed courtyard.
Drawing a lot of lands,
I would not want to argue. That's definitely happening. We're going to scrounge right now on the main phase, because that 3-2 is going to enter the battlefield untapped, conveniently going to allow Heart of Kirin to be crude. So the 4-4 and the 3-2 into the red zone, down to 12 goes in Birrell, and it's a very important draw step. This is an Overgrown Tomb, and this game might now be over.
Yep, Aether Gust is not just universally good against this deck. Misses in plenty of spots. And you got to wonder, turn 2 there, there was an opportunity just to gust the veteran motorist. I think for mana curve considerations and just wanting to use the removal spell on the premium threat, Ian allowed that to resolve and pushed the Heart of Kiran instead. And now you see getting buried by a second copy of Heart of Kiran and the Aether Gust with no targets.
Yeah, you are kind of seeing the consequences of that action, and it is a bit brutal here, so... Veteran Motorist to draw. You see the hand here of Push, Gust, and Drown Catacombs. Here is the Motorist of Vroom Vroom.
There's sometimes with Aether Gust where you kind of have to just kind of cash in early on when you can, because there's no promise that you get an opportunity later to do it.
Smart little play here from from Sean. Says, I'm not going to crew. You need to kill my 2 Scroungers or I kill you. So Heart of Kiran does not get crewed that turn. Scroungers come in, 1 gets killed. Scroungers don't mind being in the graveyard, of course. And 3 damage comes through. So Ian Birrell's down to 2. He's going to play a copy of Drowned Catacombs. Shark Typhoon, the card left in hand. Veteran Motorist, the draw step. Going to play this pre-combat. That's ideal. Bomat Courier and License Disintegration are 2 incredibly nice finds.
So it's interesting. By not cycling in response, it means that cycling and drawing Aether Gust does not get Ian out of this spot. I wonder if you're supposed to cycle in response there.
Okay. That's an interesting question. I'm curious how much you're supposed to cycle for.
I mean, you need to cycle for enough, presumably, to trade with something and draw a removal spell. And now Gust is off the table as a draw.
Let's see what the draw ends up being. Just a forest.
Didn't matter either way.
Your point is valid, and lethal damage is going to come through. So Sean Bishop, Ian Birrell, they're all tied up, getting ready here for game number 3 between Marta Vehicles and Sultai Midrange. The Commander community with Sheldon Menner and Anthony Alongi can be found at StarCityGames.com/Commander Community. If you are a Commander fan, you're very aware of who Sheldon and Anthony are, and we implore you to check out that show where they're talking about all things 100 cards. StarCityGames.com/Commander Community, again with Sheldon Mennery and Anthony Alongi, hosted by StarCityGames.com. You can also find their stuff on our YouTube page as well, youtube.com/StarCityGames. These players going through the motions here with the sideboarding. We'll have game number 3 here for you between Marta Vehicles and Sultai Midrange in just a bit. In the meantime, I want to thank you fine folks for joining us. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan, we are here. Bringing you as much historic as you can handle.
All day.
We're never leaving. Just let's go. If you like historic and you like listening to us talk, we're going to be here a while.
Very sharp of Star City Games to negotiate my rate for the show rather than by the round. Something that we're going to talk about when December rolls around.
There you go. There you go. Appreciate that.
Like 5 Aether Gust against a hand and nothing but white cards and artifacts.
Snap keep.
They're all in.
Snap keep.
Snap. I will snap it off.
Ooh, TCs.
No. Artifacts.
I want to let that TCs rip. Let's see what's going on.
I want Courier plus Thoughtseize next turn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, you asked for it. You got it. Take a look, ski. Growth Spiral. All right, well, your hand sucks. This is... Yep, so now you know every card your opponent peels on you. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Well, especially because there's so many just hitters, too.
Yeah. All right, well, Zagoth Triumph. Whiff number 1, though that does cycle. Might just want to cycle now, honestly.
Yeah, because if you find a Fatal Push, you want to be able to... I mean, you may want to play a land, play your forest first and then cycle to avoid taking damage and giving yourself an opportunity to draw Fatal Push.
Oh, well, your land's Woodland Cemetery, and there's a battlefield.
Oh, it's Cemetery. Yeah, then never mind.
It's not Tome, yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to take it on the jaw here.
I'm just going to pass. All right, what do we got here? We're Gideon Blacklight. All right, well, can't cast it. Only single white. Pretty good draw here for our vehicles player, though. How about another Bobo? Trigger, beatdowns. How's 5 sound? Sounds pretty nice to me. Cycle and brick. Hey, this Sultai deck, one thing it does do, in order for it to work and for Uro to be at its best, plays a lot of lands.
Yeah, has to.
Whiff. If you're a Sultai mid-range hater like myself, you love to see it.
Oh, is that second white source? Sorry about that.
Had it. Beatdowns. 3, 6, 7, 8.
Get to leave a red up for your biggest bow mat.
Yeah. Play Gideon Post as a threat that's unwrathable or un-extinction eventable.
I guess I'll get something indestructible.
And not even Uro can save you. I don't think.
I'd be surprised.
Fatal Push, I don't think that's going to be quite enough. Well.
Look at this.
Gonna drive the car to the finishing line.
Mardu Vehiculars. Look
That's right.
Yeah.
What year is this? I don't know. But Sean Bishop is 4-0 here in his road to the Kaldheim Championship. Takes care of Ian Birrell. 2-1. Mardu Vehicles.